BlogTalk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this program about your Kundalini awakening experiences. My name is Chrism, and a little sound check here. We're going to jump right into it. Looks like I have Michelle Ranger on there calling in from Australia. Michelle, if you can hear the show there in the chat room, please write something that indicates that the people in the chat room are hearing this. We always get a little bit of an issue with BlogTalk here. So, Michelle, if you can write that, I would appreciate it. Thank you. And it looks like we have some callers calling in. The show is about your experiences with the Kundalini, your pathway through the many, many different options that the Kundalini gives a person to okay. Michelle, let's see. Let me ask Michelle to reboot her browser, if you would, please, on the chat room. Sometimes, we get some weirdness with the chat room. It's a digital studio. Okay, she's doing that. And hello to you, Mr. Andrew, as well. This is about your experiences with the Kundalini, the different phenomena that you can have, the different, and that phenomena covers a lot, folks. It covers a lot. There's a huge amount of phenomena that can come with the Kundalini, and I just want you to understand that even though you may think that the phenomena that you're having at this time is, that you're the only one in the world that's having this, it's probably a good bet that other people have had it as well, and it'd be always a good time to talk about it and discuss it. And I know I've got a couple of callers here that want to ask some questions, and I'm gonna ask Amelia to step it up into high gear here, and so that we can cover everybody who's calling in and everybody in the chat room at the same time. There we go. Okay. All righty now. What I want to talk with you about today is this idea that if you're partaking of a specific religion, that the religious values of contemporary society are going to reflect with your Kundalini awakening. It just typically is not the case. Within the religious valuation, typically from the major religions, the big five major religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, shamanism, and I know I'm missing a big one here, Islam. Now, with these types of huge religions, from the most organized to the least organized, most organized, I would have to say, would be Islam and Buddhism and Christianity. They have a very, specific range. And the least organized would be the shamanism, even though they also have a very specific range. Your unawakened human contemporaries who would write about a specific religion and give great wisdom teachings from that specific religion do not truly know. They do not know. They're only getting very small pieces of the truth. And, some of the people within that religious context have had the Kundalini activation and have had the Kundalini awakening, and they have added levels of truth that no other unawakened person can really grasp. Kundalini can be so high in its wisdom and in its vibratory pattern of communication. And by that I mean hitting different bodies at the same time. So hitting your emotional body and your mental body and your ego body and your physical body at the same time. You can see and feel some of that in some of the writings I've given over the years. You can feel that the Kundalini is reaching out through the words and stimulating certain chakras within you. And some of those Kundalini awakened people in the various religions have done that. And yet, even as they do that, the mundane people will not be able to access it because they're just not ready yet. And so even though the fruit is hanging low on the vine, the person really can't even see that the fruit is there. And so it's very important for you to realize, so whatever religion that you're in is not going to have an accurate reflection of what the Kundalini in you is beginning to educate you with. And so it's a good idea, unless your Kundalini tells you otherwise or gives you a very clear indication about the valuation of Kundalini within your religion, then just go with what the Kundalini is telling you. Do not be afraid. Now, some of the religions, like I know Christianity and I think perhaps Islam as well. Actually, Islam, Buddhism, everything, gosh, I think all 5 of them have this level of programming within them that will say that, oh, Kundalini is bad. Or, like the Christians, they don't like the serpent because, oh my gosh, the serpent represents, a bad character within their belief system, where serpents are actually one of the greatest gifts that the Kundalini will bring you, the staff and the spine and, all of these things. And, in Hinduism, well, it's a revered animal, and, it comes up and the cobra spreads its head flaps around you. And, there's some of the Hindu people have like all kinds of cobras behind them, which indicates, an open chakra and an openness with the Kundalini. And other people are saying, oh, no, that's a phenomena. Just forget about that. And all of these things, like the Buddhists do that. So it's very important to kind of step away from the programming that your religion has given you. Step away and allow the Kundalini to educate you. Allow yourself to be stretched beyond the parameters of your comfort. Okay? And it's really important to do this, to really open yourself to expansion. Now, let's talk about that a little bit, because expansion is a big deal. As you expand within the Kundalini due to its activation or awakening within you, and also the two differences between that is the activation is the energetic pull towards divine union, and the awakening is the actual divine union and the life continuing beyond the divine union. Both of these present fairly big challenges to an individual. It's, once you have divine union, it's not all over. In a way, it's the other side of the coin. The activation being one side of the coin, divine union being the rim of the coin, and the awakening being the other side of the coin. So it's all one coin, but it's one coin in the shape of a triangle, you might say. If you look at it, if you look at the coin, you're staring right at the rim, you can kind of see the triangle. It's very important that as you come into the activation and you're doing all of these practices to nurture the divine union within you, or if you've already had the divine union and you're doing all of these practices in order to nurture the awakening within you, you're going to have to expand. And within that expansion, there's going to be some pain. It's a lot like exercise. If you do really, really, really hard exercise, you're going to tear your muscles. And I don't mean tearing muscles in a big way. I mean micro tears, cellular size tears, and the body goes right into building new tissue there, and you get that cut look like my co-host Amelia. She's an extremely cut body. She is like Joanne weightlifter. I mean, she just like she comes into a room and people just gawk. It's just amazing to see the Celtic queen of questionable comfort. She is amazing. And as you expand yourself that way, it's going to hurt. There's going to be some soreness to it. I remember when I first started to take up surfing off the coast of Southern California in Santa Barbara. I had never since I was a competitive swimmer when I was in my younger years, I hadn't swum like that in a long time. And when you're out there on the ocean and you're on that surfboard, there's a very specific type of paddling that you do with your arms, and you're in a laid out position on board. And boy, I tell you, you come out of that water after surfing and your shoulders and arms are so sore. So a lot of tissue has been torn, in that session out there in the waves. And of course, over a short period of time, I built up, a fairly strong muscular physique because of that exercise. Well, it's the same thing with the Kundalini. As she begins to expand you and your body and your mind and your emotions go through this level of expansion, there's going to be a little bit of damage done. And it's not damage in the way that you think the word means. It's not damage like that. It's like when you expand your emotional body, okay, you detox. You let go of strong emotions, and this can be accompanied by bliss. So as you experience the bliss itself will trigger levels of detox. And sometimes that's what bliss does. That's the reason why it comes, is because there are some long-held emotional blockages within that emotional body that need to be removed. And the deeper you go into your surrender, the deeper you go into the Kundalini, the greater level of detox that bliss will bring to you. And it's a way of crying and not crying at the same time. You'll want to cry with joy and with happiness and with sadness and grief at the same time. This is when you know that bliss is detoxing you. It's detoxing you away from a very specific element of Kundalini expansion within the emotional body. Not away from it, but within it. You're being pushed within in order to detox out of your system. And this is a very, very, very important level of expansion for people to understand. Because sometimes people think they're going crazy because they want to cry for joy and cry for sadness at the same time. And, that's outside of their reference range. And so they're going, oh, my God, I'm going nuts. But you're not. You have Kundalini, and Kundalini is expanding you. Your body is going through that level of expansion, and it's a very important place to be. A very important place to be, because it allows you to expand beyond the parameters that you had developed before your Kundalini was activated or awakened. And the same thing, with the physical body. As the Kundalini comes into the physical body, and you have the Kriyas. Well, here come the Kriyas, and wow, you're in a pretzel. You become the pretzel, and your body is twisting and jerking in these specific ways, and you're being forced to hold a yoga-like position, or you're being forced to dance through your room. I haven't really discussed the dancing feature yet, and I think I'm going to. And the body is expanded through the Kriyas, through the action of the Kriyas. And you'll feel the muscle tear because maybe you're in a yoga position that you've never been in before, and she's putting you through it and forcing you to stay. And if you try to get out, it's going to hurt worse than if you stay. So, like most egocentric people, we will take the path of least pain. And the Shakti in you knows this. And so as you go through the Kriya, your body is being expanded energetically and pushed and pulled and tenderized like a meat tenderizer. Your body is being expanded, and within that expansion, certain levels of pain can occur. And this goes up into the skull as well. It's like, I have a great level of generative Kundalini, energetic generative exercises that I will give private students every now and again, and they'll practice them and practice them and practice them, and pretty soon, they get a headache. And sometimes it's like a really, really strong migraine type headache, and they'll call me up and they'll say, "Chrism, what the heck are you doing? My head's going to explode." And I'll say, "Okay, back off of this and back off of that." And it's not so much that the nerve endings are shouting out. It's more the expansion of the crown, the expansion of the thousand petals lotus, the jewel that you are, and the cranium has a hard time keeping up sometimes, and the ligatures are widening, and the cranial migration is moving the seams and moving the cranial plates around and readjusting them and reorganizing them on top of your head. And typically, it's reorganizing them around the fontanelle. And so the fontanelle becomes the eruption point in the volcano that your head becomes, and the surrounding cranial plates are the supportive feature around the caldera, you might say, of the volcano. And the energy is constantly being pushed through that fountainhead, and literally a fountainhead. So it's very important for you to understand that sometimes the expansion with the cranial plate migration and the energetic practices that I give a person will give you a headache. And nothing is wrong. You won't need to take your ibuprofen. You won't need to take your aspirin. You won't need to do that. You'll just need to stop doing some of those practices for a little bit of time. Not permanently either. You'll have to pick that up later on again. Once that expansion session within your body has been achieved, well, then you're going to, once you walked that mile, well, then you're going to be expected to walk another mile or two forward and in a continuous fashion. And so it's important to remember that once the pain is gone, nothing is finished. You got to keep going. Looks like oh, okay, I see. Good. This has to do with as I was talking about kriyas. Well, kriyas don't just stretch your muscles and your tendons and your body, and it doesn't. There are electrical kriyas as well, and these shocks will literally shock you. I mean, it's like, I remember for me, it was like sitting on an 8,000 volt power line. It would throw me across the room, literally. From a seated position, I'd get thrown distances. And it was scary as heck, let me tell you, frightening beyond, because you're dealing with this incredibly huge power, and you don't know what to do. Do I surrender to this force that's throwing me around the room? What do I do? And I would get some pretty wild phenomena in conjunction with the electrical kriyas too, like construction equipment would start moving and clanging, and just hearing that and being in a seated position, getting tossed down the driveway. That can bring you a lot of fear, but you don't need to fear. The Kundalini is massive. It's huge. It's big, and it's far bigger than construction equipment. Tractors, pipes, things like that. It's very, very big, and yet you are specifically designed to have it, so your body can handle it. Your mental processes can handle it. Your spiritual processes can have it. Your emotional processes can have it. The only one that has the most problem with this is your ego. Your psychological process doesn't want to have it because it's afraid. Okay. And so as you develop within that level expansion with electrical kriyas, and it also comes in what I call gut punching kriyas as well. I mean, you'll get gut punched. It's almost like somebody standing right across from you and shoving their fist into your stomach. except you can tell it's energetic. You can, because there's like a fizz and a tingle and then an electrical quality to it as well. Every time it hits you, and so these are other levels of expansion that are hugely important. And getting back to the religions, if you're very, very devout within your religion and you're praying and you're meditating and you're giving devotion and adoration, and you're not just doing it on Sunday, but you're doing it like every day, or maybe 4 or 5 times a week, and you excite your Kundalini that way. Once the Kundalini activates within you and you begin to expand with this expansion format that I've been talking about, you won't be able to pray that much anymore, because it will hurt. It will feel like hot knives are being pushed into your fontanelle, because the fontanelle has not had time to expand yet. And so you're basically, through the prayer, the meditation, the devotion, the adoration, you're being asked a very small opening to erupt a very, very large level of energy. It's almost like, a gopher hole trying to emit a volcano's worth of lava. Think about that. So you're going to hurt. And so the best thing to do is to back off of the prayer, the meditation, the adoration, the devotion, the yoga, even the generative part of the safeties, which would be the pranayama, the 5 Tibetans. Even meditation is a generative, energetic activity. And so you'll have to back off of meditation too, depending on how much your pain is directing you to do. So, you kind of go through it. If you don't have a teacher, then I suggest that you just kind of go, okay, is it the 5 T's? So you do the 5 T's. Okay, it's not the 5 T's. Or it is the 5 T's. So I'll stop that. And then you try your yoga. Well, oh gosh, there's a lot of energy there. So stop that. And then you go to your meditation. You go, okay, how am I feeling? How's my headache going? As I do meditation, boom, oh man, that's really okay. I'm going to stop doing that. And then you can really begin to look into other aspects of the noble thoughts or noble thinking, and bring yourself into selfless service. Well, that is such a heart-based generative activity that it may not hit your head so hard. And so you really begin to focus on the selfless service. You really go out there and you help the poor, you help the sick, you help the underprivileged, you help those people directly with your hands, your feet, your mind, your money, if you can, and you help these people. And as you give them that healing, as you give them that service, so is service given to you, which also aids your expansion. And so it's very important for people to begin to tie into these levels of divine logic, you might say. So one of the some of the logical areas of here is like, okay, if you try to force a great amount of energy through a small opening, it's going to cause you pain. And yet, in order to expand, to allow a greater flow of energy, you're going to have to do a level of practice that allows the expansion to open up that fontanelle or to open up that chakra. And so that's what you do. And you'll find your balance, or your teacher will find your balance with you. And that teacher can also guide you with regards to what type of energetic stimulation you need, if you have a one-on-one relationship with your teacher. And if you don't have a one-on-one relationship with a Kundalini teacher, then you need to get a teacher where you can do that work with. It's hard it's difficult. It's difficult unless that teacher is able to zoom right in on you and go, okay, this and that needs to be done. Begin to do that. And you can really be assisted along this path. And one more thing about, say, a teacher, a Kundalini awakened teacher, is that it's not that he's or she's making it easier for you. What he or she is doing is she's laying out the path in a way that you can walk it so that you can go further up the mountain. She's not trying to make it less steep. The teacher's trying to help you avoid holes or you know, areas where your time is wasted, such as, you know, egocentric areas of wow, I've got to be strong, or, you know, I've got such a hook in my ego of previous years that I have to just lash out at people emotionally because I'm not able to look at myself and say, oh gosh, I need to change this behavior. But so I have to go for revenge. I have to go tit for tat. I have to go things like that. And she's trying to smooth that out. That Kundalini teacher's trying to smooth that out. Say, look, you don't need to do that. That's just wasting your time. Wasting your time. Okay. And wasting that teacher's time as well. You keep doing it over and over and over. You know, trying to, you know, being in judgment of people is another great one. You know, it's like being in judgment of people is a great one for revenge, for the revenge-oriented among us. You know, they're constantly in judgment of other people. Oh, you're not practicing enough, or oh, you're so screwed up over there. And, you know, you know, they're kind of really, it's just like masturbating their ego through the means of judgment. And you need to stop that. And so the Kundalini teacher may come along and say, hey, you're wasting your time. You're wasting my time. Let's go up the path further. And that allows you to go further, into grace, to go further into the divine firmaments, you know, going further up that mountain, into the clouds, past the clouds. Okay? You're going into the stratosphere, if you want to keep it on an earthly level. And that's what the teacher does, is he or she facilitates you to go further and further and further into the divine expansion, going back to the expansion. Okay, and so, and if you don't have that teacher, then it's the Kundalini that's going to be your teacher, and you're going to have to learn how to listen to that energetic consciousness that we call Kundalini. This is what I had to do, but it takes longer, you know, depending on the strength of your ego, and I had this huge ego. And so it took me a long time. And the other thing is that in the United States and North America, you know, Kundalini is not really accepted by any aspect of the public. Certainly not back when I had it happen. You know, the thing that they're going to do is, I mean, you know, they'll send you off to Prozac land. They'll say, oh, here's Prozac land. This will take care of everything. Just take the Prozac, watch TV, and you'll be fine. You know, and that's what they do, and this is what fills up those psych wards, those hospitals for Kundalini awakened people, because you know, contemporary society doesn't accept a spiritual concept as fact. You know, it's always, you know, oh, it's just your imagination, or oh, you must be having an hallucination. You know, and it's just not that at all. It's a real deal, and we are truly. We are truly creatures of expanded perception, far beyond the five senses, far beyond that. And, you know, and that's a whole other subject that I don't want to get into, you know, fallen angels and all that. So the expansion aspect is a very, very, very big deal, and it will cause you pain, but it's not bad pain. Once again, as I was talking earlier about the bliss and how the bliss will come in and you'll be crying for joy and sadness at the same time, and that is creating a vortex of detoxification from you, and your emotional body is driving that vortex, and the bliss is driving that vortex, and stuff is coming out and stuff is coming in. Good stuff's coming in. Stuff you don't need anymore is coming out. And you just let yourself sob, and don't let anybody interrupt you. You know, this is hard. And so if you're having this in front of your parents, or you're having this in front of your spouse, and you're like, oh my God, you're just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, right? And they're just kind of looking at you and going, oh, what the WTF am I going to do here? Oh my God. Jesus is like, oh, you go, no, honey, it's okay. It's okay, I'm fine. I'm really, no. Spouse is going to have a hard time with that unless they know what is going on. If they know what is going on, they can just go into the next room. next room, and if hard. It can be hard for spouses to deal with that. Definitely. At this time, it is my great honor to introduce the Celtic Queen of Questionable Comforts, Her Holiness of the Emerald Isle, Queen Santara Kundalini. Hello.
Hi, Chrism.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. We've got a busy. We have a good few people here today, haven't we? In the studio. So welcome everyone and the people in the chat room.
And the
good
people
to be
in the
here,
chat room.
Chrism.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take a call right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to Ishmael. Hello, Ishmael. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. How may I assist you today?
Hey, first of all, I would like to thank you for your services last week. That was very needed, and I feel much, much better.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate it so much. I guess you clarified, it for me, the electrical shocks that I've been having.
Oh, yes.
Been more so happening when I actually lay down and go to sleep and keeping me up all night.
Yes. Are you a working man? Are you?
Yes, actually, I'm at work right now. I'm a subcontractor, so I do a lot of cleaning. I clean Whole Foods.
Okay, all right. So, well, actually, then, I mean, if you get too tired, ask your Shakti, because she is a viable consciousness. She's a self-aware consciousness within you. Ask her if she can hold off a little bit to give you enough energy to do your work, or if she doesn't want to do that, that she can just send you energy so that you can do enough work that you can pay your bills and, give money to your kids and the whole bit, right?
Right. Well, I don't have no problems during the daytime. It's always when I lay down and it's time to go to bed. That's when it occurs.
That's what I mean. You got to ask her to let you sleep.
Okay.
But you also have to understand that those shocks are levels of energy that are infusing you. This is like every time you get a shock, kind of imagine a battery getting filled with energy, and that's what your body is.
Okay.
It's a battery. It's a battery that's getting charged, that can get charged no other way. This is the only way that battery can get charged, and she's the source that can do it, the sacred feminine, the divine mother. She's the one that can do it. Actually, the divine father can do it too, definitely. Typically, the divine father is more associated with Buddha. Where I was describing that your divine father typically comes in from the top down onto the top of the fontanelle and then reaches down into the heart, and you're just convulsing with bliss. I mean, literally ecstatic bliss. And sometimes I get it so strong I can't move, and it wipes out my short-term memory.
Wow.
So it's and it really causes a level of detox to occur, or infusion to occur. By infusion, I mean, you can call it energetic charging or energetic transformation through the application of a divine energy onto a physical materiality. Okay, so like electricity hitting a battery. So you're cleaning the bathroom right now, I take it.
Oh, I was just in the bathroom. I just left out of there.
I can smell the bleach. I can smell the bleach, yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah. I had a question.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind.
What was going on with my back? Did I have a blockage or something, or?
Yeah, the spine will experience levels of blockage that are left over from the physical being that you've been up to this point before the Kundalini started to come up in you. So yeah, you're going to have some blockages. It'll be sore. Much of that, though, Ishmael, is due to expansion. Like especially in the lower spine, from the tailbone all the way up to right under your belly button on the spine, it can get really sore. And that is because the Kundalini is coming up and forcing your bones, think about it, forcing your bones and your flesh to expand outward, to hold a greater level of energy. And that's gonna give you a sore tailbone. It's gonna give you a sore pelvis. It's gonna give you a sore lower back.
Wow.
Okay. Don't let that. Don't think anything's wrong. Actually, more is right with that than wrong. Yeah, that much more is going right for you if you're experiencing that than anything that would be going sideways for you. That's a really good sign. So bless your pain, bless your lower back pain. Say thank you.
Actually, I'm not having no more pain at all.
Good. Well, you might later on though, as she expands you even further.
Yeah, that's I'm so thankful. I'm having a lot of stuff going on. Having a lot of, especially after last week when I had spoke with you. Been having some pressures in my head and having kind of like draining nose, kind of sore throat here and there. Just kind of 1 minute for like
all the way.
Kind of like 30 minutes, my throat will be sore and then it just disappear like it never was there. And more so
exactly. That's, your fifth chakra. That was all your fifth chakra: your eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Fifth chakra. So I mean, as you receive communication, and you're also receiving a Shaktipat from my voice as you listen to it. So a level of infusion is entering into your ears and therefore into your fifth chakra as we speak right now. And this happens for anybody that I speak to, even if it's on Skype or on BlogTalk radio or in person or at a seminar. It always happens that way and will continue to happen that way. So I'm not surprised that you experience levels of detoxification because you're opening up. You're opening up, Ishmael, and it's a very beautiful, beautiful blooming of the rose that you are.
Wow. I've been noticing a lot of body aches too. I know that you had mentioned it earlier when I was talking with you. I actually just noticed it after, last week I talked to you. Kind of like I'll be done with my first contract and then I'll go into my second contract and I will feel like extremely drained. And I think it's been a lot to do with me having this wanting to just really stop doing what I'm doing to I want to do something else. I've been having this real urge. Don't want to do what I'm doing anymore. I kind of want to move to at the same time. I don't want to stay where I'm living at no more.
You want to look at that seriously because that's probably your Shakti telling you. One of the things that my Shakti is telling me about you right now is she doesn't like the chemicals you're using. She does not like those chemicals, those cleaning compounds, whatever they are. She doesn't like it. She wants you to stop that. She doesn't like you breathing the fumes either.
Okay.
And that needs to stop. Look to see what you're being compelled to switch into before you make any changes. Shakti is not opposed to you planning a move in great detail so that you can move smoothly from one position to another position or from one home to another home, that type of thing. So don't think that you just have to do it on the dime. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to do it very rapidly, but most of the time she allows you to plan because she wants you to listen to her as you're making the plan.
Yeah, okay. I've been noticing it because it's like I've never really felt like this. It's like once I get into my second contract for the day, it seems like I'm just so drained. My body aches more, and it's just like it's pulling me down more and more and more. The more until I get into my day, it's just like I'm kind of picking up signs. It's like it's telling me, especially with the urges that I've been having, like I don't want to do this anymore. I actually want to just do something totally different. And it's like it's telling me, I'm feeling it.
Ask her what it is she wants you to do, and then start to make the plans. Draw up the blueprints to do exactly what it is she wants you to do, and that it will pay your bills. And you got to trust. You got to trust this is with what is within you. It is the source of God within you. And so trust that divine component that is transforming you. And look at where you can move, what you can do, what she wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know as clear as a bell right now that she does not like you working with those chemicals. Doesn't.
Wow. I know I heard one of your other videos where you said that the Kunalini could actually speak to you in your dreams.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember none of my dreams.
Not yet, but
I don't.
you will. You will.
Okay.
That'll be a new experience for you.
Okay.
Typically, she'll also use me in the dream state as well. She'll bring your Kundalini teacher into the dream state, and it'll be like I'm saying, Ishmael, I want you to go become a rocket scientist and obey.
Wow.
And then you'll go and become a rocket scientist. I mean, that's just, I'm playing around with what it is she would have you do specifically. See if I can see that. Just a second. Some sort of a service industry that involves more people, more direct hands-on help with people, cleaning. I see. Helping them to clean up their lives. So you're still a cleaner, just a different kind. Yeah, you're cleaning up a human rather than a domicile of a human. You might look into that. Start looking at that and start, between contracts, go outside and breathe some fresh air. Do some of that alternate nostril breathing outside, okay?
Deep breath?
Yeah, well, deep breaths through your nose.
Okay.
All right, my friend. Any other questions?
Just one more quick question. I just wanted to know if this is common. I had an experience that I think it was about a month ago. I was laying on the couch and I had my remote actually on the floor. Do you know, like, when you kind of like have a bug on your leg and you can just kind of swipe it off?
Yeah.
Well, I was actually kind of like swiping my pants, like on my thigh part, but I was kind of like using my nail part to kind of swipe my pants from my thigh. But I was actually changing the channel on my TV as I was doing it. And when I would stop, it would stop changing.
It stopped changing?
Yes.
Well, and the remote was nowhere near you, right?
The remote was on the floor.
Right, and you were slapping your pants, and it was changing the remote, right?
Right, it was changing the channel on the TV.
Yeah. That's just like an energetic wave coming from you. Some of the kriyas are slapping kriyas, where you slap your body, you slap the top of your head, you slap your face, you'll slap your thighs, your chest, your stomach, calves, legs, everywhere. You'll slap them, and you'll slap it hard at times, and that can create kind of like a Kundalini seismic wave, and the lights will turn on or off, TV turn on, stereo, remote. It will even affect animals. They'll either want to stay or go, or this can happen, and this is an active energetic that you're working with. It's living, it's divine, and it's aware.
Okay.
It's aware of you, and it's guiding you. So when you're in that in-between state of wakefulness and sleep, and she has you do that type of thing, don't be surprised if something turns on or off. Don't be freaked out by it. It's normal.
Okay. Yeah, I was pretty calm about it. I didn't freak out.
Unless it's the buffer. If it's the buffing machine, then you want to make sure you unplug that.
That's a good one.
I'm a janitor. I know what it is to be a janitor. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
That
was pretty much all my questions. I thank you so much.
Well, I thank you for calling in, Ishmael, and I'm going to let you listen to the rest of the show. Here we go.
Thank you.
And a blessing to you, Ishmael, and for the wonderful, beautiful processes you're going through. Keep it going, my friend. You're doing well. And coming down here to Mohan. Namaste, Mohan.
Hi, Chrism. How are you?
Oh, you're very calm. Yes, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm at work. I'm just coming out.
You're what? You're just coming out of what?
Yeah, work.
Oh, you're at work right now. Let me sound professional, Kundalini. Yes. Please begin your communication.
So, I have a quick question.
Okay.
So, just give me a second.
Go out to your car.
Yeah, I'm going there. So, my question is, since the last 2 or 3 days, I'm feeling very happy, but somehow the area of my heart chakra, it's like vibrating, and it's like I'm feeling it very hot. I don't know why I'm feeling very happy and sad. I don't know. I'm in a confused state.
Oh yeah. You've got. That's kind of a bliss. That's the bliss coming to you, and that's why your heart's vibrating. Number one, and number two, it's just as I mentioned earlier. The bliss is forming a level of infusion, so energy's going in, but it's pushing levels of negativity out. It's pushing emotional issues out, cleaning that up. And at times it's just, it is so strong that a person will need to cry and laugh at the same time. And you'll notice that the eyes and the tear ducts and all of these areas of the face and the human body are perfectly set up to be able to channel both levels, crying and laughing at the same time. Basically, almost use the same muscles, the same tear ducts, the same expressions, and you just allow that to occur. Now, I know it's hard to do while you're at work, being a professional guy, working where you work. I mean, it's hard to have tears streaming down your face and your facial features wrapped into a form of agony or ecstasy, or both at the same time. If you could wear a motorcycle helmet at work, it might help, but I don't think you can. So I want you to say thank you to the Sacred Mother, thank you to the Kundalini, and let's see, I have you under a scatter field right now, and so that is also contributing to it.
Okay. And I don't know, somehow my like the ego mind says, like, I generally never cry at all. Like, I'm not going to cry. That's what.
I am like a machine. I do not have emotion. I will not cry. I will just be a man and not cry. I do not cry. I do not have tears. It's just sweat that's located near the eye. Not crying. Yeah. Don't hold back the tears. But I know you have to at work. So go into the bathroom and cry.
Okay.
I say this to more than one person, Mohan. It's important for you to let that out. If you can go to your car and maybe sob in your car, put some sunglasses on so people don't see that the tears are rolling down. And seriously, I'm not kidding. I know it sounds like I'm joking, I know, but I'm not. I'm not joking, because you've got to let those tears roll. You got to let them roll. And the more you let them roll, whether it's through joy or through pain or the mixture of the two, the more the Kundalini is able to infuse you with love, transform the heart, increase the vibratory frequency of the heart, and to release the levels of detox or hurts that the heart chakra has collected over the lifetime.
Okay.
You're doing great, by the way, to have this. You're doing really well.
Thank you, Master. And one more quick question.
Yeah, sure.
So when I meditate and I use the Gyan Mudra, like my index finger and thumb, where those two fingers touch, when I'm in meditation, I feel like a current passing through those fingers, and I feel a lot of heat generating.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And the
Keep
tips
it going.
where the fingers meet, I feel a vibration like a heartbeat going on over there.
Yeah. Also, while you're doing that, whenever you do that, Mohan, kick that tongue tip behind your upper front teeth. Put that tongue tip up, okay?
It's always there. It became subconscious. Like all through the day, my tongue tip is up, and these fingers also falling into Gyan Nidra whenever it is possible.
You must be fun to talk with your tongue up like mine is right now. Hi, my name is Mohan.
So whenever I'm at work, like I don't get to talk to anybody. Like I am mostly at my computer, and I just have to work on my computer. So that works for me, like most of the time.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. To work hard. So the thing is sometimes the Gyan Mudra, the thumb tips and fingertips, that can turn into a real shock. You know, as you're putting the tips together, it can really begin a level of vibration will increase to the level of an electrical shock. And I want you to hang on to it as long as you can.
Okay.
Because it's really aiding the expansion. But some people can't do it at all because the level of grace that they're having is just too strong and it will hurt. But try your best to keep those fingertips together, thumb tip and fingertip, and then the tongue behind your upper front teeth, and that will be good. That is all part of the deal. If you can go to bed and sleep on your right side, Mohan, and keep that Gyan Mudra going, that will be very, very helpful. If you can't keep the Gyan Mudra going, then put your palms together as if you're in prayer position with your palms and your fingers, and lay on your right side with your fingers and your two hands in prayer position under your right ear, and that will also be a very conducive infusion experience during your sleep.
This is awesome. Like I don't know why I'm doing, but since last 3-4 nights, I'm sleeping on to my right with my Gyan Mudra and right hand with Gyan Mudra under my head. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it already.
We're talking the same language.
And one more thing, whenever I stick, I sense movements in my head, like something is moving inside my head, and
well, that's
flowing.
There's a liquid. There's a liquid that this Shakti develops. It feels like liquid within the cranium, and that liquid will begin to circulate around. Some people call it Amrita, but that's more pineal sweat than anything, which is still a big deal. But as that liquid moves around your head and through the various ventricles of the brain, it will feel literally like there's a serpent inside your head or something going on inside your head, and that is literally Shakti. Shakti is using the spinal fluid in the brain to commit levels of transformation in the brain. It's not synovial fluid. It's another type of spinal fluid. I forget what the MDs call it. But that is totally normal.
A couple of days ago, I felt some layer has broken inside the head, and in the right side of my head, I felt it was like something is damaged in the right side, and I felt that it was pain for a day.
Not damaged. It'll just
like I broke something in the head. It was like raw thing. Like if you are hurt, how it feels. I felt like that in the head for a day at least.
Well, see, and it was only for a day, and the Shakti comes in and repairs it. But I don't think anything broke inside you. I think it was a transformational shift that felt like something was damaged because of your old levels of reference point. Well, this is what that feels like, so therefore that must be that. But it's not. It's a new reference point being given into you by the transformation of the inside of your brain and inside of your skull from the Kundalini. So, I mean, you're doing really well, Mohan.
Okay.
You're doing very, very well.
I feel that there is only one layer that is stopping that liquid to come into my eyes. Like the liquid is almost into my eyes. It's in the forehead, and it is.
It will. And your third eye, the sixth chakra, the ajna, may begin to bulge outward. Don't let that freak you out either. But yeah, it'll come right into your eyes, and your vision will change. One of the kriyas, the ocular kriyas that occurs is the eyes will want to go all the way up towards the ajna automatically without you having to even try. But also, you'll be able to have extreme close-up vision. So you'll be sitting, say 20 feet from a table, and you'll be able to zoom in very close to the fly that just landed on the table. That type of thing can occur. So don't let that freak you out either, because it's a very different way of viewing our physical surrounding. Yeah, you're doing great. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you, Master.
All right, you're welcome. I'm going to let you listen to the show. Go back to work now. Pretend you're working. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get back and I'll keep listening.
Okay. Okay, and bringing Miss Amelia back. She is. What do you think about all that?
Hi, Chrism.
Are you
slow
finished?
There, sorry. I finished.
Well, never mind. You really shouldn't turn that into library time. It's not good for the lower chakras. Let's see.
Stop.
Let's see. I don't see any questions on the chat room. So let me see here.
Yeah, there's no questions, but everybody knows they can press the number 1 there if they have a question for you. So I'm scanning that all the time.
Scanning.
And they're aware they can. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
There you go. You got one. Indra just pressed.
Oh, is that so? Does it affect the phone thing? I mean, the phone bank here.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
When people.
I see.
Yeah. So you wanna. Yeah.
All right. I'm coming over to Andra here, and I'm just gonna keep you in the red here, Santara. Hi, Indra.
Hi, Chrism.
Did you
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I did. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Good to hear your voice. Good to hear your voice, Santara.
She's predisposed.
So I have a question. Pardon me? Okay.
Keep going, Indra.
Okay. Yeah. I just have I don't know if it's a question, Chrism, but
you're not pregnant.
What happened is
you're not pregnant. Everything's good.
No. No.
I must be psychic.
No. So this is the thing. For the last 3 weeks, my Kunalini energy really did balance out nicely. Well, at least that's what I think. More than 3 weeks, I would say. So it's just so beautiful. It's like enough where I feel I can handle it without complaining.
Oh,
but
my God.
I think I'm not complaining. Can you believe it?
Yes,
right. So right. So but this is the thing though. I feel like I need things to sustain myself. Like today, we had a snowstorm here in Canada.
Oh, you snow angel time. You need to make naked snow angels. Helps us.
Well, this is what I did. I went out and I got a snow pants, and I had to go out. I had to get out. I just had to get out. I invested in a snow pants for days like this. So I went to the park. I looked like
what's
a snow pants is. It's extremely warm, So when you're outside, you don't the cold doesn't you don't feel it.
Oh.
It keeps the cold weather out.
Snow pants, P-A-N-T-S.
Right.
Right? I thought you said snow pan, P-A-N. I was wondering
No,
what that
pants.
was.
No. Like, please.
We're going to go out and cook some snow. I'm going to fry snow today, honey.
I know.
I'm using coconut oil to fry snow. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So I went out and I got one because I need to sustain myself. It's like crazy. People must have thought I'm a crazy woman because
You don't
I
need
went
those
in the
snow
park.
pants.
I really didn't need it because it's cold and I'm out in the park. I'm walking for 40, 50 minutes, right?
Okay.
So I feel like I need to.
That's your ego rationale coming in there. So you think Shakti's going to let you freeze? Seriously? That's
true. That's very true.
That's what I'm saying. Naked snow angels in the park.
Yep.
At 3 a.m. So nobody can.
Okay,
see
when
it.
it's not. Okay, so I'm gonna give that a shot.
No, don't do that.
I could do it in my backyard.
Okay, if you want. It's up to you, though. I'm not committing you to naked snow angels. I save that for Rosemary and Joey and Amelia. They get to do naked snow angels.
Yes. So like I find that I need things to sustain me. I am doing my hot baths, I'm doing my breathing, I'm doing everything. Doing my mantras. I did some of the Tibetans that you posted. I tried a few. I'm getting into it.
Good.
But Chrism, this is the thing. It seems like I'm going into shock, and it seems like it's surreal. I'm breaking down. I'm crying. It's like.
Oh no, that's detox. That's all good. That's good.
Is it?
Sound a little bit like Mohan, yeah. Except you don't have to do the work. Can you imagine doing it in front of a classroom full of kids? Oh my God, I don't think that would happen.
No.
Good. This is all good. So keep it going. Don't think just because you're crying that it's bad.
Okay.
No.
Because I'm breaking down. I'm breaking down like crazy.
Good.
I'm like.
Good. Don't break any dishes. Okay.
No, I promise I won't.
And don't slip in the bathtub.
No.
Be careful. And just let yourself, stay hydrated because the tears, you'll be pouring out a bucket of tears. So stay hydrated. And try to drink that smart water or that other water that I like, celestial something.
The alkaline water?
Yeah, the alkaline. Get the 9+4 alkalinity and keep going with that. And accept this and embrace this, Indra. Everything is going right with you, except you trying to go out and cook snow. I think that's a little strange, but other than that, things are going well.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go crazy and insane.
No, you won't. What you'll do is you'll go into levels of grace, and that is going to be a very, very different experience. That is profound, beyond the word profound.
Is it like beyond drunkenness?
Yeah, way beyond that. Geez, absolutely, way beyond it.
Because everybody's drawn to me.
Yeah, exactly, and everything will be drawn to you. And you could go out naked in the snow.
Everybody is drawn to me. Kids are coming up to me.
Yeah.
Animals.
And make sure that you give them grace. Not that you have any choice in it, but be conscious of the radiance that you're giving them. And expand it. Really give strongly. You'll never run out of energy. Kundalini does not have an end point. You don't get to carry a bucket of Kundalini, okay? Or I should say a snow pan. You can't get that snow pan full of Kundalini and try to cook it. It's endless.
Okay. I'm getting favor. I'm getting favor from people.
Good.
I find I'm getting favor. Pardon me?
You favor them right back.
Okay. Just give it back.
Give the joy, give the radiance of Kundalini to them. It gives them a healing. It gives them a balance that maybe they haven't had before in their life.
So is this given? Like, okay, let's say I went to Costco and I'm in the parking lot and I see tons of people. I'll stand there and I'll pray for everybody. Then I'll go into Costco, pray for everybody. Is that giving grace?
That's it. That's exactly right. And somehow you'll find the best parking place in the Costco parking lot, and somehow you'll find the shortest line inside the Costco building. So there you go. I mean, it comes back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting great. I'm getting favor. I've always had that my whole life in some ways, but I find now it's like boom. It's like extreme. It's everywhere I go.
The lights will turn green for you, my dear. You go.
Okay. That's awesome.
Thank you for calling, You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have gratitude for that, Chrism.
Well, I have gratitude for your call. Pray for those populations of people. And literally, a Costco store can have a population of people in it. They're so big.
Big time, yes.
And really, when you're in stop traffic, pray for everybody on the freeway. Everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Shakti has no limitations when it comes to that. When you're walking down, like in the middle of Toronto, and you see all the people, and, there's that Christmas thing that they have over there in the downtown Toronto area. Go to that Christmas thing and just walk through it and wear your snow pants if you need to, and and bring your snow pan in case you want to cook, and just pray for all the people there.
I said pans. You heard pan. In case I want to make a soup.
Yeah, there you go. Snow soup.
A snow soup.
Organic, free range, snow soup.
Yeah.
So, do those prayers. That's what I would do. You know what I would do, Indra?
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, I'd find myself on a jet flying coast to coast, right? And it'd be at nighttime. It'd be a red-eye flight. And I would look down at all the cities, and I would give the entire cities that I'm flying over healing.
Okay.
The entire city.
Okay.
And you see these little towns like, 135,000 people or whatever. And you can literally see at 45,000 feet, you can see the entire city.
Yes, of course.
And you just give them a healing. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
All the way across the nation, I would do that.
Okay. Well, I'm going into devotion. Meditation sort of changed kind of way. So I find out I'm going into devotion. And when I hit that deep devotion, I pray for the world. I pray for everybody.
Good.
Usually at that point. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you can get yourself on over to the ocean, put your feet in the ocean and pray to the ocean.
I do.
Good.
I go near water and I do.
Good.
I hit the lakes. I'm close to the lake. The park that I go to, there's water running through it.
Nice.
I held a rock in my hand, and I prayed on the rock, and I threw it in the water because I don't know. I felt led to do it.
There you go. That rock now will have Kunalini for the rest of its existence on this world. And so will the water.
Yes, that's what I felt led to do, and that's what I did. I picked up the rock, I prayed, and I threw it in the water.
And Ishmael and Mohan, if you're listening to this, do what she's doing. Listen to what Indra is saying, and kind of get out there and do it, except for the snow pan, but you can if you want. But pray for large groups of people. Put a rock in your hand, pray into it, and then throw it in the water. Now, all this is very, very good stuff. Anybody in the chat room is listening to this, you also have this opportunity. Vicky, Tim, Michelle, Matthew, Alanis, Andrew, all the people that are there. I mean, look at this. Andrew says he's done nude snow angels. What?
Yes. Wow.
It could be a shocking experience.
Yes.
So yeah, everything that you're doing, that you're telling me, is what the Shakti has given for me to do in the past as well.
Wow, that's incredible. Because
So do it.
yeah, I started over this summer. Like I
specifically want you to go into downtown Toronto and go to that Christmas fair that they have.
Okay, but I live just outside of Toronto, but we have one out here in Oshawa that's even bigger than Toronto, eh?
Oh, hey, do that one, eh?
And there's thousands of people. Like, it's huge. It's way bigger than the one in Toronto.
That's the one you go to then. Maybe you can go to both. I mean, that's what you do is you get into these areas, and you're going to see people being attracted to you, pulled towards you, smiling at you, looking at you, feeling that radiance coming off of you.
Chrism, it's happening. It's happening at the grocery store. It's happening at the bank. It's happening in restaurants. I went into a restaurant and I ordered a meal, and the woman said, "Hey, dessert is on me." And
wow, that's a gift of Shakti
like,
right there. Wow,
yes.
Very nice.
She said, "You know what? Dessert is on me." She gave my son and I dessert. I went into a store and the bill was $20.50, and that meant I had to give her $40. She said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. Just $20." Things like that. It's happening.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, or a guy came. I was waiting in line, and he said, "You know what? You go ahead of me," and he let me go ahead of him. And it's like every day. It's just every single day.
Just be extremely grateful for these things and give it to Kundalini in addition to the person that's doing this kindness for you. Let your gratitude radiate out of you in a powerful way.
Okay.
All right, my dear.
Okay.
Nice to hear from you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thanks,
right, Centaura.
And she's in the blue, and Centaura is in the red. Well, isn't that a nice thing to hear during this season right now, Centaura, with what is happening to Indra? I hope everybody takes that as an example of really what is in line for them to experience if they're not already experiencing it. Are you there, Centaura? Are you busy doing things?
I'm done.
Good.
I'm here. Yeah, that's lovely. It
I
really
like
is.
the idea of well, we have snow pans now. We can all go out and get Shakti snow pans and cook up a ball of snow. I think that'll work. You say I have a question?
Yeah, if you go back to Mohan, he has a question that's an interesting one about Shakti pots.
Right, here we go. Coming over to Mohan.
Hi, Chrism.
Hi, Mohan.
So, hi again. My question is, how is a remote Shakti path different from a physical face-to-face Shakti path, and what exactly happens to Kundalini during a Shakti path?
To the Kundalini?
Yeah.
It extends itself into another person.
Okay.
Yeah. Typically, like Kundalini, it extends itself into the base chakra of the individual for Shaktipat. I will not try to engender a top-down activation. It'll be from bottom to top, and it begins a process of refinement within the individual. So all of a sudden, they're starting to refine themselves at much greater speed and a much greater level of development than before. Which is why I like people to repeat the Shaktipots as many as they can, because it's not gonna be a waved hand over your head and boom, you're enlightened. That would be the worst thing that could happen to a person, because there's no time for change or transformation in the body. That would put a person into extreme levels of pain. For days and days and days and days. Okay. The body needs time to change. It's just like a child, 9 months to gestate inside the womb. Well, there's a certain level of divine child that is developing within you right now, and it needs a certain amount of time to condition the body in order to have these levels of energetic frequency. Anyway,
Okay.
so the difference between the long-distance Shaktipat and the in-face, there's just two levels of Shaktipat. Let's see, Santara, try to finish it up. Yeah. What's the difference between in-person and long-distance? What is your feeling?
Okay. It's an interesting question because I haven't thought about what the difference is. I suppose the obvious difference is you're there. It's the in-person one is short in the sense that it's like a once-off, and but the impact of that, in my experience, extends beyond the time that the Shaktipat is given. So
it lasts, yeah.
Yes, it does. So Chrism gives a Shaktipat, and I tend to feel it straight away, but sometimes there's a delay on that as well. So, and it definitely extends, and it lasts, What I like about the one that you give 4 times a year is that it's over a period of time, and also it goes to different areas of my life, really. I mean, each one is directed to a specific chakra area and all the aspects of that are in my life. So like my first chakra and what's around that and how I express myself in that area. And each Shaktipat that I've taken online is so different, Mohan. And the Kundalini knows what is needed for me. And so it's always been an amazing experience for me. Sometimes there can be a lot of phenomena. Some Shaktipats I would have very little phenomena. And we tend, I suppose, incorrectly, really, to judge, to sort of say, well, phenomena means it's working. But there's so many other things that go on with the Shaktipat that it's not all about phenomena, So phenomena would not actually be the top thing that I would compare.
Okay.
So, and I've participated, Mohan, in the 2 forms of in person and the one online, and really, I don't think I just don't compare them. They are what they are. They're both gifts of grace. The one that's online are 7 specific gifts of grace that come for the 7 days. And that is
25
days?
Yeah, 25 days to every Shaktipat. Yeah, you've got
Can you say that again?
25 days to every online Shaktipat going with the solstice and equinox. You got the 9 days pre-Shaktipat, and then you have the 9 days after the Shaktipat. Each day there is levels of energy given into the individual.
Yes, there is. And I mean, already I think, Mohan, you're becoming aware of that. And that's something that's different, with that's something that's different to the in-person Shaktipat. Although I have to say, for me, the in-person Shaktipats would have happened at seminars. So if a person is considering coming to a seminar, let's say there's a seminar in October, and a person decides in June that they're going to come to a seminar, and I've spoken to other people about that as well, well, their Kundalini has guided them to decide, to come to a seminar. They have a compulsion to come, they want to come. And when the decision is made to come, what I have experienced myself, but also other people have, is that the Kundalini within them is, I'm going to use the word excited, by the the commitment to go to the seminar, and things are often things will begin to occur as you prepare to go to the seminar. It's like you've decided to go on a Kundalini pilgrimage, and so in a way, as you're preparing to go to the seminar, knowing that you're going to receive an in-person Shaktipat, I think things are in process even then, way before you meet Chrism.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's it, Chrism. I don't know if I've left anything out. But yeah, I knew you'd snore. so for those of you listening, I'm going to do a PR now. There's going to be an opportunity coming up in Germany, guys, and it's a very restricted opportunity because Manisha is organizing a gathering over in Germany in a place called starts with an S. It's not Berlin.
It's a weird name.
Starts with K. Karlsruhe, I think.
Karlsruhe.
And yeah, she's organizing that for next May. So already she's got 6 or 7 or 8 people committed to going, and I think the numbers are 15 or something. So if you would be interested, why don't you contact Manisha? She's on Facebook. She's Manisha Manish. Or you can send her an email, and her email is Manisha, MANEESHA, at posteo, POSTEO.de. And drop her a line and ask her. It's at the very end of May, the 27th, 28th, or sometime like that, and she will give you information on that. So if you hear there's a seminar coming up, guys, I would strongly suggest to come.
Okay.
Thank you. And I know that you expressed somewhat of an interest, Mohan, in having one in Denver as well. And I think if you contact Santara privately, she'll give you some of the directions on how to host a seminar there in Denver or Golden or wherever you're living.
Right.
What to look for and things of that nature, my friend.
Yes, I am already in discussions with Santara about that, and I was just waiting on this Shaktipat session to complete first, then take up on.
You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for that to finish. That's going to happen no matter what. And and really, when you put on a seminar like Manisha does, and like Santara has many times, and Rosemary has many times, and Joey, Katie. When you do service for Shakti comes right back and begins the services on you just because of what you're doing, just because of how you're supporting this grace to come into this world, to come into it in a way that is not, glued to a religion, not glued to a political position, not glued to anything other than the actual Kundalini itself. Outside of Vedas, outside of religious symbols, outside of the short path like marijuana or drugs or, soma or any of that stuff, outside of that, just the straight, pure, beautiful Kundalini, like what's coming into you right now, Mohan.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Do you have another question?
No. Thank you.
Das Blue, since we're talking German, is it Das Blue? And let's see, have you collected any questions, Santara? We've got 35 minutes.
Gosh, the time is flying. Okay, yes, I have. So I'm scrolling down through them now, and I'm looking for the ones that came into my inbox, and here they are. In some books, it's mentioned that Kundalini awakening either causes death, madness, enlightenment. Is this a true fact?
What was that first word? Dead, madness, or something?
Death, madness, enlightenment.
DEATH? Death, madness, enlightenment.
Yeah.
Is that like a zombie?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't feel mad right now, but I've been mad. I don't know. Let's see. Death, madness, enlightenment. Madness. That's the madness part is a bit confusing. Enlightenment for sure. Death of the ego for sure. I mean, at least seemingly. I would have to say no, not in the context that they're using it.
Well, when he uses the word, the word either, maybe he was meaning, well, if you don't get enlightenment, do you become mad or do you die? Would that be what he's mentioning? That enlightenment happens or madness or death, maybe.
If you get
Kundalini, some people do commit suicide.
That's true. If you get Kundalini, though, you're being given an option towards enlightenment, but within the activation phase, it can be very, very frightening if you don't have a teacher. And so, I can see how people, like you say, commit suicide based upon their reality crumbling in front of their face, and their relationships being changed by a force that is not in harmony with their ego expression at that time. But if you have information, and if you have the Kundalini, then you'll just get the enlightenment without all the other crap. If you follow, the directions of the Kundalini. So, from my perspective and what I teach, no, that is not a correct statement based upon what I do, but based upon what people experience. Well, that can indeed occur. That's how people wind up in the psych ward. Or become a Catholic nun. Sorry, Rosemary.
Or leave.
Or leave. That's right.
Okay, Chrism, thank you. In a recent dream, I was awakened during the night. It was an old type house where utensils are washed at a separate place. I heard a noise and I thought a dog had come in there. When I tried to go out, I found it was a tiger. It was a close but unexpected encounter. What does it indicate?
They encountered a dog? What?
Oh,
sorry,
no.
Say it again, please.
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm a bit confused. I don't know if I'm describing the dream or whether when this person woke up, the reality was, so I will read it and I don't know.
Thank you.
In a recent dream, I was awakened during the night. It was an old type house where utensils are washed at a separate place. I heard a noise and I thought a dog had come in there. When I tried to oust it, I found it was a tiger. It was a close but unexpected encounter. What does it indicate?
That indicates the presence of Shakti in the old house that person currently is, i.e. the body. The body, their body is composed of the elements of their life that they have clung to from an egotistical point of view, an attachment point of view. And the Shakti is coming into the house, and they can see this as a sign of Kundalini activation. Definitely.
Okay.
Over.
Thanks, Chrism. So from the group then, question is, someone told me that the experience that you have when your Kundalini awakens is who you really are, and that is who you will become. Any ideas on that?
Yeah, that's not true. I mean, except in the sense that, we are all manifestations of divinity. So if you're looking at it from that context, that's who we really are, every single one of us. But when you get the Kundalini, it's not necessarily so obvious all the time. That's not something that your current level of consciousness would be able to self-identify with.
Mm-hmm.
Over. You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Now, when meditating, I was so concentrated that I guess I heard waves or something like that continuously. I'm pretty sure that...
Constipated? Are you serious?
We're having toilet obsessions again. Okay, I'll speak slowly. While meditating, I was so concentrated that I guess I heard waves or something like that continuously. I am pretty sure that it was not from the surroundings. Can anyone tell me what it was? Is this sound from heaven or something? I just don't know about these, and I'm curious.
This is what some of the folks on the web were calling it odd. But it doesn't have to be the na'ad or the nada. It can also just be the waves of grace coming into a person's awareness, the ocean coming into a person's awareness. Sometimes the beat of a heart inside of Kundalini can take the form of a wave crashing on the beach, or the breath or the respiration of the individual can take the audio form of a wave crashing on the beach. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the na'ad. Now, the na'ad does come through, but I don't know that it resembles the ocean all the time. I don't know that it resembles white noise or pink noise. I've never heard it as white noise or pink noise. No. Talking to the ladies here.
They're the dogs.
Yes. Just a second here. Okay, ladies, let's go.
So Chrism is putting the dogs out. When he says the ladies, that's his two beautiful dogs. They're at the house. I'm just imagining if you've never heard the show before and you suddenly
sometimes
heard
these girls
going,
have a different opinion about something, and you've never heard something so gruesome as when you get two ginormous dogs fighting with each other, and I would just as soon spare you that, especially my response. My response could be as bad as the dogs. How do I feel to hear me like that?
Well, if you had never tuned in before and you suddenly heard Chrism going, no, ladies, girls, I'm thinking, they're his dogs.
They're the dogs, yeah. Tika and Anara. And they're huge. They're like the size of wolves, and God, when they start tearing into each other, it's just the worst thing. So I do everything that I can do to keep that from happening. But they're like people. These dogs are just like people. They have their attitudes, except they're like people with like open carry in Florida. If it gets too nasty, they'll just turn out and shoot you. Or Texas. All right. Next question.
Okay, so the next question is, when looking up the safeties, it hurts and sometimes gives me a headache. Am I doing this wrong, or is that even possible?
When you're looking at the safeties? Seriously? That's what they say?
Looking up, I think reading, I'm assuming.
No.
I don't know.
Unless they're like going eyes up position. I mean, that causes expansion, so that can cause a little bit of pain. I think that if you look up, you're just doing it consciously, looking or reading the safeties, the ego might have a level of resistance. And if you have entities, they're definitely going to have a level of resistance. They don't want you doing that. And so that may also initiate levels of pain too. So there's that.
And Chrism, is there any specific order? This is another question. Is there any specific order you need to do the safeties in, or doesn't it matter as long as you just do them?
The behaviorals are best done first. So your forgiveness, your tolerance, your gratitude, your love, your unconditional love your prayers for healing for other people, your selfless service, those types of things are best done first. Then you do the 5 Tibetans, 21 repetitions of each Tibetan. Then you go into alternate nostril breathing, and you do that for a good 12 minutes. Then you go into the compression prayer, which is similar to alternate nostril breathing, except you're giving a prayer to God or Goddess as you do that. Then you go into silent meditation, and that's typically the safeties. Takes a little less than an hour.
Okay. Thank you, Chrism.
Yes.
So there's another question here, and there was a few questions occurred after it from the person, but it's an interesting one. It's the one about the creepy sensations. So every night this lady, between 9:30 and 10:30 at night, begins to get creepy sensations like somebody is watching her house. So does the Kundalini pick up on other energies around? And how do I start to not be afraid of the unknown or negativity that lurks? I know it was mentioned that when you surrender to the Kundalini, there is no room for fear. That fear is ego-based. Is that correct? I feel a vibration. I went into the garage to grab a water and I couldn't get back inside quick enough. Any advice on this?
Yeah. You'll definitely be given a sense of somebody watching you or stalking you. You'll be given that information. But you'll also be given the ability to tie into entities and conscious spiritual forms of a lower vibration that are inserting terror into your ego's sense of the fear of the unknown. I experienced something like this, except for the fear, just last night when I was walking these two girls, these dogs, and I was on a very lonely stretch of the railroad tracks. Right off the railroad tracks, there's a path, and a lot of homeless there, a lot of crime there, that type of thing. And I was walking slowly through there without the flashlight, and all of a sudden I knew there was someone behind me about, maybe half a mile, and that they were coming towards me, and they had their light off. And I turned around and I looked at them way off in the distance, and I could just sense them, and I thought, okay, fine. So I kept my light off, and I continued to walk. And then when they got about 30 feet away from me, without my mental permission and without any other permission except that of Shakti, I whipped around and I turned my bright flashlight right on them. And I got them. And they pretended not to notice and just kind of cruised on by on their bicycle. But I knew that there was something else going on with that person, and having the bright light shined at them as they were creeping up on me. It tended to deter whatever else may have been going on in that person's mind. And so, you can sense this, and she'll give you the opportunity to sense it. It's nothing that you need to be afraid of. On the contrary, it's something you need to take a lot of confidence in. She's got your back. She's helping you understand what forces are around you. Give it like a mile or maybe less for people. She helps you understand when there's danger in the area and where you need to be maybe a little more conscious of your surroundings. But you must trust her completely. She is there to help you. Now, the entities, she's going to allow the entities in so that you can use the entity experience as a way to overcome your fear. That may take a little time. Took a little time with me, and it takes time with other people as well. It's not something that you're immediately, inured against because, you have the Kundalini. It takes time. This is a level of refinement of the emotions and the ego. And so, as you have the Kundalini, she's giving you information that is of a psychic nature. And perhaps you have the entities with you, and they're going to push terror into you. They're going to constantly push terror into you, and you just need to let that wash away. It's nothing that you need to believe in. It's a test. And And so the minute you start feeling terror, realize, oh, it's a test. Well, I'm going to pass this test. I'm not going to feel this fear. But I'm also going to look and be aware of my surroundings, especially if you're a woman. You know, in this, you know, a lot of the areas of this world is the law of the jungle. The bigger the critter, well, then the dominant the critter. So if you're a woman and you're, say, doing what I was doing last night, walking your dogs, and let's just say you have Chihuahuas and not, you know, dinosaur dogs like I have, you know, and you're going to be going, oh gosh, you know, oh God, I feel something's coming up behind me and I don't know what it is. WTF? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? All you do is you trust your Kundalini. And if they are there to attack you, guess what's going to happen to them? Their mind is going to be changed. And they will not have an interest in you. They'll think about their mom. They'll think about somebody they want to do something else with. They just won't come into the idea of using you as an attack vector. You don't need to worry. You need to trust. The more you trust, the more positive experience you can have with this. Look at Indra. Look at Indra and, you know, what she's doing there and how the Kundalini is radiating itself out from her. How many people do you think are going to attack Indra? You know, unless she goes out there in the park and she starts cooking up that snow, you know, no one's going to come close to Indra. Shakti's not going to allow it. And if they do come close to her, their mind will be changed. Unless she's doing naked snow angels, their mind will be changed. So yeah, the Shakti doesn't necessarily have to attack. It's kind of what I was writing in the group the other night. You know, we don't call ourselves, you know, demon killers of God or warriors of the grace of the divine. You know, we're not like trying to hide behind a mountain of ego in order to find safety. We're not running. We don't need to run. We need to trust. And as we trust, that which may be attacking us won't even think about it. It'll run right past us. You don't need to fear with Kundalini.
Why must you give up your desires for Kundalini? Are desires bad?
Oh my gosh, no, they're not. They're not bad in the sense that you need to, like, you know, have guilt by having them. They're just a distraction away from the release of attachment. These things cause attachments, and attachments cause a person to get stuck in certain areas. And also, you know, the attachments also attract entities that will really, you know, work hard to cement your blockage within certain areas. And so you really want to begin to take away those attachments. And it doesn't mean that you'll lose, you know, the desire to have sex or you don't lose the energy to enjoy life. You just don't become so attached to it that it begins to run your life or organize your life. You don't lose anything. You gain everything. But you're no longer focusing on the fear of loss or the want of gain. Fear of loss and all that pertains to, or the want of gain, including pleasure, which all that pertains to. So you lose the attachment, you lose the blockage, and you gain yourself into greater levels of grace over it. And you're welcome.
I'm looking at the chat room there. No, Michelle. And I'm just trying to get
Michelle. Are you saying never?
Are you saying never?
Never.
What about karma? I don't know what question that was.
What about karma?
Michelle, do you want to write that? Write it again, Michelle. What's the meaning? And we'll come straight back to it. And in the meantime,
yes.
There's another question. I'm flicking here between. Okay. What should we do when we try to forgive others for their deeds, but someday or other the mind goes to that situation and anger comes? Will forgiveness happen in a flash, or should one just keep trying?
Both. It'll happen in a flash and once you keep trying, especially if you're revisiting it. If you're revisiting the forgiveness, then it's not quite done, and it certainly didn't happen in a flash. So you need to continue to do it, and eventually it will come. When you could care less about what occurred, when there is no emotional charge, it's done.
Yeah, I suppose for myself, I would have forgiven. We'll say something. I've forgiven it, and it's done as far as I'm concerned. I've forgiven. I genuinely have forgiven, and it's done. And then, as this person says, like maybe 2 weeks later, something occurs, or I revisit it. I'm triggered to revisit it, and gosh, what do I discover? It's not done. So
right.
It comes back again, but each time it's like a different level, or you learn to forgive more. And then that's genuinely done until exactly what you say, Chrism, until nothing, it's completely done. And you've no emotional attachment at all if something arises. And then you really know it's done. It's amazing, isn't it? And it's a good thing. People can get upset because they feel they have forgiven. And they can, because I know I did with a particular thing, I got upset because I thought I had it done, and how could this be coming up again? But it's actually a good thing when it comes back up again. It just means, here you go, you just have a little bit more to do. So don't get low about it,
Now, Michelle is kind of answering that. It doesn't quite mean saying never, as in, will we always be safe, sort of, so to speak? Will we not experience any harm?
I know what she means.
All right.
She means, when you were speaking there, I think, Chrism, about danger, she's wondering, and we're always going to be safe within a Kundalini looking after us. What if there's karma and, maybe we won't be safe? Could that be what
You'll be safe. You'll be safe.
I have a question.
She's saying being robbed. Wait. Being robbed or raped or any violence come to us. After recognition of Kundalini, and when Kundalini is in the conscious state within you, like she is with you, Michelle, no, you do not need to be afraid, ever. Okay? You don't. You won't be robbed. You won't be raped. That's what I'm saying, is the mind of the individual that would want to rob or rape you will be changed. Instead of being interested in your beauty and taking advantage of that beauty, or trying to have power over you, they'll become more interested in that red car that just drove by, if it's, typical guys. Or they'll be more interested in getting drunk or in something of that nature. You will not need to worry about that. Before your consciousness and the Kundalini coming to you, you would be open to a karmic type of situation. If you've had relationships in the past where you've been beat up or knocked around, that was part of the karma. That was part of the karma. If you had abusive parents, that was part of the karma. So you don't escape the karma, but you reach a certain point within the awakening process that kind of karma no longer needs to be experienced. Over. Go ahead, Centaur, with that question that pertains to this.
Okay. Well, it doesn't probably matter. It's that when I was in Kerry, I would have been out at night a lot. I'd have gone down to the beach. I always felt safe. If I ever got, those goosebumps up the back, or, I suddenly began to feel fear, exactly as you said, I would have known it was an indication for me to not feel it, and I wouldn't have gone there. But since I've moved to my new place, I haven't gone down the beach because, there's people do drugs and a few things around here. So I've avoided that. And it was only maybe about 2 weeks ago I realized I was avoiding it because I had fear. I thought, it's not safe for me to actually, it was different in Kerry, but it's not safe here because it's a different environment and people hang out on the beach for different reasons. So I hadn't gone down the beach at night or walked on the sand at night. And because I was fearful, and what you're saying is I don't need to be.
Right.
Yeah?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, especially you, Centaur, you can walk down there free and free and easy without any need for fear.
Yeah.
Why don't you just like tonight,
I agree with you,
when we finish up tonight, just, go ahead and take a walk down there. Test my theory.
Yes, I will actually.
Yeah,
and I have full confidence in it. I hadn't even been consciously aware of it until about 2 weeks ago. And it's really important because on some level it was preventing me. It wasn't good. So I think it's worth, I'm going to actually do that. And I'll
actually do that.
I will actually do that.
Yeah, actually do
Chrism,
that. Yeah. Now, Vicky,
there's another question.
Wait. Vicky's got one on the group here. Let's see. I lived a pretty crazy life as a young person, so that must have been like last year. Traveling by hitchhiking and was such a free spirit, and nothing ever hurt me. Although, I had to learn to use my street smarts and intuition. I was never hurt, and that has to make me wonder how I survived my life. And, the impending Kundalini will also have an effect on a person. Impending Kundalini. I mean, before my Kundalini activated, I was already living within Kundalini that I'd had in another time, another lifetime, 2 lifetimes. And so when I got, put into my car broke down in a really bad part of Los Angeles, and I just visited the beach, and so all I had was my swimsuit on. I had to walk through these areas where people were looking at a guy basically running around in his underwear. And, would have been very easy to take advantage, if they had a weapon or something. But even though I garnered some looks, I was not attacked in any way. And, I was actually given a ride to where my car was. So, yeah, it worked out. Trust in your Shakti is the most important thing. Yes, ma'am.
I'm the same here where we've moved, Chrism. People won't go into the car park here at night where I live because there's people do drugs as well. And there's a few, not nice things going on. But I have never had fear of that. I drive in my car and I get out of the car and I walk up the back stairs and I say hello to people, and I've never felt any fear, and I know that she's with me. And yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, Chrism, how much time do we have left there on the
6 minutes.
on the
6 minutes.
clock?
6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Do we have time for one more question?
Indeed.
Okay, so the question is, I have been told that you must prepare your body prior to Kundalini. Is this true?
It helps. It's helpful. Depends on what you mean by prepare your body. If you're visiting Indra and she's got the snow pan, well, then you may want to soak yourself in flour and cornmeal and maybe some coconut oil, and that will when the snow pan comes. Five to the
Indra,
and the
safeties. The snow pants is going down in legend. Snow pants.
So the safeties are really one of the best for Kunalini. They are the best prep for Kundalini. I'm going to go out and be absolutist about it. The safeties are the best preparation to use for Kundalini inculcation and Kundalini living. You do the safeties, you're at the best possible time of it. Even in sometimes the pain of expansion that may come, like Mohan's having and Ishmael is having. These expansive pains, they are transient. They do not last. And in many cases, they are manipulable. So you can manipulate them by, say, stopping Tibetans or the meditation or the prayer or the pranayama, or bring it down to a level that, give you that sitting headache. I think Michelle can testify to that type of activity where, you feel the splitting headache and then you just stop a few things and then it goes away and you're okay. These are not permanent forms of pain. These are pain that the body has. It's like teething teething for a 2-year-old can be painful because it's in and the old teeth are moving out. Well, does that mean the 2-year-old says, well, forget this, man, I'm not into this life because my teeth hurt? It's part of our process is to experience some pain when we go through levels of extreme transformation. Kunalini is extreme transformation. Over.
Thank you, Chrism.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Before we finish, I would like to give the place people can go to if they want to make a donation. So I'm going to give, if you have PayPal, you can go straight into your PayPal account, and I'm going to give you the email address that you can use. Chrism's PayPal email address is Chris Mitchell, ChrisMitchell 369 @yahoo.com, and that makes it really easy to make a donation. It's very efficient and very appreciated. If you're in a position to do that, please, I'd invite you to do so. You can also go to 2 other places. One of them is www.kundalinisafeties.com, and the other one is chrism-kundalini.blogspot.com. And I'll just give you the Yahoo email address again, or the email address for Chrism's PayPal. It's chrismitchell 369 @yahoo.com. Thank you, Chrism.
Thank you, Centaur, for making that announcement. I want to thank everybody for coming in today. I want to thank everybody who called in, Ishmael and Mohan and Indra, and everybody who's listening on the phone, Katie, Rosemary, Joey, and everybody in the chat room. Thank you for joining us this week for these conversations. The more people that interact, the more dynamic these conversations take in, and so I really appreciate people interacting. Michelle and Vicki and Andrew. Thank you very much for joining into the conversation, and I wish you all the very best. I got 90 seconds left. Any last words, Satara?
See everybody next week, and thank you all very much.
And that's it? That's all you're saying to them?
That's all. Love you all.
All right. I will end it the way we started it. Thank you all for coming in. We'll see you next week.